Hello. It has been a while since I posted. I had hoped to have a Where'd You Get That Yarn Poland edition ready for you guys, but it just didn't happen for a couple of reasons. One, I did not make it to the yarn shop in Poland on our trip. It was just too quick of a trip, and there just wasn't time. So we'll be going back to Poland hopefully this spring or summer, and I'll get to hit up one of the local yarn shops. And then it's just been really crazy. We weren't sure if we were going to be PCSing and moving back to the US at the end of this year or not. It was down to the wire. We had our household goods scheduled for them to come and pack us and everything. And then the Friday night before they were scheduled to come, the colonel came and knocked on the door and let my husband know that his extension to stay in Germany had been approved. So we are in Germany for at least one more year, possibly longer. My husband will be retiring from the military and getting a government service job, hopefully, and he is looking somewhere here in Europe. So we may not stay in Germany, but may stay in Europe at least another year or two beyond his retirement. So it was crazy. I was getting ready to move and then didn't need to get ready to move. And then in the midst of all that, we went to Poland for a 4-day weekend. We got back from Poland on Monday, and Tuesday I got on a plane to California, where I have been for a month. So I've been home for a week now. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. My husband is now in the States to visit his family because my family all lives on the West Coast. His family all lives on the East Coast. So it's really hard to hit up both sides of the family because of that. So he's now on the East Coast visiting his parents and his kids. And so it's just Jade and I for Thanksgiving yesterday. We just roasted a little turkey and had a very small Thanksgiving celebration, just the two of us. He was actually out playing with friends most of the day. But before all of that, before all of the traveling, when I was getting ready to move, because I thought I would have to, I was going through some boxes in the garage that I hadn't gotten to yet and happened to stumble across some kits that I ordered a long time ago that I haven't knit yet. So I thought I'd share that with you. This one is from Yarns to Go. And this yarn is just beautiful. I love it. And I got this to make a vest that she has. And I had started knitting up my gauge swatch, and probably about 4 years ago, I started knitting my gauge swatch, and the gauge was just really off. And I felt like I was gonna have to go up so far in needle sizes that I wasn't sure it was gonna work out. So anyhow, now that I have this again, I'm going to pick this back up and try a gauge swatch again. You know, our gauge changes a lot. This was a kit. It was a Skano scarf and a scarf. So it's a knitted scarf with a silk scarf that runs through it in a coordinating colorway. This I actually finished. I just happen to have some leftover yarn that I just kept in here. I found that in one of the boxes. And then I found this kit that I've had for, let's see if there's a date on here and I can tell you. Oh, I guess I got this when we were in Missouri. So I've had this for about 4 years because we were in Missouri for a year. We've been in Germany for 3. So I've had it about 4 years. And this is a really beautiful kit, and it's beautiful yarn. It just kind of in the move just got lost in a box. This is Cloudborne fibers, and this is their Merino Super Wash Sock Twist. It's in this really pretty gray color. And then to go with it, this is also Cloudborne fibers, the Merino Superwash Sock Twist. This is a mini set, and I don't know if you can see those colors. There's a really pretty purple, a blue, a red. This is did I say blue? I meant green. A really pretty purple, green, red. Here's the blue. Kind of hard to see in the plastic, I know. And then this one is a black. And this is for, I ordered this from Craftsy when Craftsy was still Craftsy before they became whatever they were on the interim. I had ordered this. It was the High Sierra Shawl Knit Along. And yeah, this was, so my colors are blue plum, dark gray, so I guess that's not black, it's dark gray, green, purple, and silver or light gray, which is this one. It is, I was trying to remember who the designer was, because I want to say it was Amba O'Brien, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, I had received the video tutorials for this on Craftsy, and I think they're still there. Anyways, if not, I can still try my hand at this one. Really pretty kit. The yarn, for being packed away in a box in the garage, really does not smell bad, which I was kind of surprised. I was worried about that because I was like, oh no, my yarn got packed in a box, and now it's been in our basement and where we were when we first got here, and now in our garage where we are, but it's actually fine. So those were just some goodies I found when I was getting ready to move back to the States. Also, a couple of weeks before we went to Poland, or it may have just been a week before, my husband went on a trip snowboarding with our grandson to a little town called Winterberg that's just a couple hours away from us here in Germany. And we had gone to a spinnery there, which was a really cool little stop that we had made, and I had bought some local yarn. And while we were there, she showed us some kiviat that she had. And kiviat, if you don't know, is the fiber from the muskox, which they live in very cold climates like Alaska. I know there is a farm in Alaska that harvests their fiber, and the kiviat is spun into a very nice yarn. She had some of it there when we stopped at the spinnery a year or two ago, and it makes a super soft, super light fabric, but it's also very warm because the type of fiber it is. But it's also very expensive. I'm talking like $100 for like a 50-gram ball, expensive. So I've never purchased any. But my husband stopped and he thought, I'm going to stop and buy her some of that yarn that we had looked at. And when we were there at the shop, the lady at the shop had said it's very expensive, and I didn't ask how much because I didn't want to buy any very expensive yarn at the time. So my price that I quoted is just a price I found online, but it was really cute. My husband went in, he thought he got me kiviat because he went to the same spot by the register where it was 2 years ago when we went there. So of course it's still got to be kiviat, right? Anyways, came back in this pretty bag that he got me, a Lana Grossa bag, the colored sheep. I think it's so cute. So this is a tote that I will definitely continue to use. And this is what he brought me back, which is very pretty, very soft, but it is by Lana Grossa, and it's silk hair haze. It's a super kid mohair, so it's definitely not kiviat. And I told him he wouldn't have been able to buy me as much yarn as he did had he actually purchased kiviat. He got me this pretty blue one, and he also got 2 balls of this one, which is not Lana Grossa. This is by Lang Yarns, and this is their Mohair Luxe. Let's see, Mohair Luxe color. Doesn't say the color. Anyways, he got me 2 balls of this, so some more mohair. It, of course, as mohair is very fine. So this is something that you will have to hold double-stranded with another yarn. You wouldn't just knit something out of that. He also picked up a cashmere, Alta Moda Cashmere 16. So it's extra fine merino wool with cashmere. So it's really soft and squishy and wonderful. I don't know what I'm going to make with any of these yet, but they are nice yarns, and it was really nice and thoughtful of him to stop and pick that up for me. There was also this little Lana Grossa clips on to your bag, and I'm not really sure what you would put inside because it just snaps shut. So maybe a pair of scissors, something that wouldn't fall out. But yeah, so it was very nice of him to stop and do that. So I do have more yarn goodness to share with you guys, but it is all in California right now. While I was there, I had to take my grandson to the ski shop and have him fitted for new boots and bindings for this year's snowboard season, and my husband wanted me to bring those back in my suitcase with me. So I didn't have room for my new yarn because I knew the suitcase was going to be overweight, and it was 7 pounds overweight, which cost me an extra $100. So I had left my yarn at my son's house, and I need him to go to the post office and get a box, and then I'm going to print the label for him from here, or well, generate the label, email it to him so he can just print it, take it to the post office, and drop it off. So be looking for that. I will have yarn to share with you. I did sign up for Stephen West's knit along for shawlography, and I had the yarn for that go to my son's house in California, thinking I may start that project while I was there, which I did not, because I ended up knitting some beanies for my sons and my granddaughter. So I do have all the yarn for that, which I got from Fiber Optic Yarns. It is beautiful yarn, so looking forward to sharing that with you. Also, even though I was in the States and it was, just in California, no place exotic, I decided, my thing has been to get local yarn whenever I'm traveling, so I should try and get local yarn. So we did go to a local yarn shop in Grass Valley, California, which is up in Northern California. That's where I'm from, Northern California, and we went up there. My sisters and I had a little sister trip, and so the local yarn shop there, I asked about local yarn. They did not have any local yarn, but the lady who owns the shop does dye her own yarn. So I did get locally dyed yarn. And then I did actually get something really kind of cool, and I'll have to share that with you in that next video. In another one of the shops we went to in Grass Valley, there was a shop that had locally made soap that was felted. So it was inside felted yarn, and this yarn was local yarn from a lady there who rescues sheep. So she felts the yarn, dyes it, and she makes the soap that she puts inside. And I thought, well, that's really different and neat. So I did get a couple bars of her felted soaps. So yeah, I'll share that with you too, show you what it looks like, and tell you what I think of it. So those videos will be coming up with more yarn, and yeah, hoping to get back into the groove of doing some filming once or twice a week. And it's just been a whirlwind of travel, and we're just trying to get settled in. And of course, with the holidays coming up, that makes that hard too. So I do hope to be seeing you more often, and we'll share with you some of my other yarn that I got.